Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends! This year should be a special schus for Yehuda Aryeh ben Chedva, for Shlema, for Atida Edit bat Basit Rachel, and for Adiel ben Atida Edit, and for Nesya Tamar Bas Elisheba Tova. They shall have bracha v'hatzlacha b'chol maaseh yedehem. This year should also be Lui Nishmas, Maris Esther, Bas Reb Shmuel, Maris Chana, Bas Maris Alta Chana, Bas Reb Meir Zev. The Rambam writes in Hilchos Melachim, Perek Ches Halacha Beis, that if a soldier sees a non-Jewish woman at war, and his Yetzer Hara overpowers him, he is allowed to have beer with her. He shouldn't have beer with her and then go on his happy way. Rather, he should bring her into his home. As it says in the pasuk, he sees in captivity a beautiful woman. Okay, so that's Lashon HaRambam. And we have a slew of kashas in this Rambam. We already discussed this Rambam at length. Based on the Sefer Ber Miriam of going to Gadol David Tzakman. And now we are skipping. We didn't do the whole Os Aleph. It was very, very long. Very, very gishmak. I recommend it for everybody. But now we're going to skip to what he says, based on what he says in Os Beis in the Sefer. So the Rambam writes, as we just quoted, that he shouldn't just have beer with her and go. Rather, he should bring her home. As it says, V'ritza b'shiv yeshis toar. Frektem in chaschinuch and mitzvah tov kuf lamed beis. And look also in Rabbi Yochanan Fishel Perel on the Rasag, Esin, Os, Ayin, Mitzvah Ayin Dalid. That what's going on over here? Everything it says in the Torah that you should do, she lets her nails grow long, and she shaves her hair. What is the purpose of that? The purpose of that is that the man should be grossed out by her. You don't want the Jewish soldier staying with this non-Jewish woman. I mean, he took her in the first place. It's not so yeshivish. It's mutter, but it's not encouraged. So you want her dafka. The Torah's intention is that she shouldn't be beautiful for him. He shouldn't want to stay with her. So if anyway he doesn't want her, mechitesi, that after having beer with her, he should bring her home. Otherwise, we do things that he shouldn't marry her. He shouldn't stay with her. The Rambam says after the second beer, they have to already be married. But he doesn't want her, so let her go. Goodbye. Fort Gesundheit, as they say in Spanish. Also, Rabbi Yochanan Fisher Perla asked, and in the Sefer Divrei Yecheskel and Siman Mem Gimel, that it's mefurish in the Sugin Kiddushin Chafalef on the base, and in the Rambam and Halacha Dalid, that a Kohen is mutter b'yafas toyar only b'bia rishona, since it's also for to marry this woman because she's a giores. Now, this Kohen can't go weiter with her. He's not allowed to marry her. So then he should be aser b'bia rishona. Because the Rambam says that why you mutter b'bia rishona? Because you have to machnisa l'seich beisa and then go weiter with her. That's the ideal. He should bring her home and marry her. But this Kohen can't marry her. So the bia rishona should also be aser according to the Rambam here. And also, Yochanan Fisher Perle asks what the Rambam writes here. The makor is the pasuk v'risa b'shiv yeshis yifas toyar. What's the Rambam talking about? The Rambam says you should bring her home. So what pasuk should he quote? V'havesal soch beisecha. Das is the richtige pasuk. That's the correct pasuk. And this pasuk, the Rambam brengt es nicht. So Taka the Mabit in the Kiryas Sefer. The Kiryas Sefer, before it was a town, it was a Sefer. Before it was a Sefer, it was a town. The Mabit in the Kiryas Sefer writes, be'emes, that's the makor, ve'besel soch beisecha. Aber steht nicht da so in Rambam. The Rambam doesn't say that. If we're going to learn Rambam, we have to be brisker. We're briskers, we have to speak Yiddish. I don't have my thick brisker payas, but my brother has pretty thick payas. Now, l'ch'oira, that was what was bothering the Kesef Mishnah. And the Kesef Mishnah writes that the pasuk that the Rambam brings is trying to prove the beginning of the Rambam, that an Eishes Yifas Toyar is Muteres. So the Rambam writes, as it says, V'ritza b'shiv Eishes Yifas Toyar. You see her. You're allowed to take her. But that also is not precise, because, as Yochanan Fisher Perla points out, the header is from the pasuk of V'lakachta, or V'chashakta ba, Ayin be'emek hanatziv l'sifri at the beginning of Parashas Chitzeitzei. The header is not V'risa b'shiv ye'eshis fas toyar. So why does the Rambam bring that as a pasuk, telling you that he's allowed to take this Eish Tifaz Torah? Should bring from V'lakachta. Not only that, but why would the Rambam bring a makor for the heter bia at the end of the halacha? First the Rambam says it's mutter to have bia with her. Then he says, shouldn't just leave her like that. He should rather bring her home afterwards. And then he goes back to what he wrote at the beginning and says, oh, here's a makor. You could take her in the first place. Lo yivalenu v'yelech lo is not the heter. It's a hagbala in the heter. It's limiting the heter. So why does the Rambam say, I'm limiting the heter, and now I'm going to give you a raya that is a heter? Voshteta. Be'ikr din yefas toyar. Shitas HaRambam later on in Halacha Hey is that it's only mutter to have bia shnia with her when she's mikabeles gerus meritzona. She has to want to be a georis, and that's not like Shitas Rov Rishonim that we paskin that gerus is bal korcha b'yifas toyar. So we have to understand, according to this, why would you do all these maisim of growing her nails and she cries for her parents for a month? According to the Rambam, what do you need that for? If the gerus is meritzona, she's mutter immediately. And you don't need all these maisim. Like the Rambam writes later on in Halacha Hey. And after all the maisim, it's still only midaita. So at the end of the day, what do you need all these maisim for? At the end, he's getting a Jewish girl either way. Midaita, it's a good gerus, it's a good starke gerus, the chol hashitas. Even for a regular person. Normally regular people don't do gerus balkorach. This woman does, according to other Rishonim. But according to the Rambam, she's glad kosher, this one. It's a good Jewish woman. Her name is Shena, Sprinza, Malka, Esther, Chana, Brocha. She's good, she's frim. We used to joke when we were kids, you want a frum girl? Yeah, from where? From Borough Park, from Lakewood, from whatever she's from. The important thing is she's from. Okay, so what do you need all these maisim for? And we also have to understand what the Josh in the Gemara. Kiddushin Chav Beis Amar Aleph. From the pasuk of Alakachta, Lekuchin yesh l'chaba. You have lekuchim in her. If we're talking about Gerus Midaita, Pashut you can marry her. She's the Yisraelis Gemura. Vande there's lekuchin, Vande there's Tfisis Kedushin. Ein bezeh b'sefer HaMaknei v'Kedushin Sham. V'ramaz l'zeh Meiri. So Ayin Sham, that they say that it's an Inyan, or he says, the Makin or the Meiri are both, that with regard to the fact that you're not allowed to steal her. Asur l'gozla mimenu, v'schuso shehu yikatshenu. It's his schus, you're not allowed to take her away. So it's in the Shita no lo dalami. I don't know who wrote it, but whoever did, he writes good things. Shita lo no dalami. Ayin Sham. But this wasn't brought in the Rambam. So the Rambam says, there's another drush of Alakachta l'cha lekuchin yesh l'chaba, that nobody else can take her. According to the Rambam, drush is there's good kedushin, there's tfisis kedushin. Pasha there's tfisis kedushin. She's a good Jewish girl. Gemara writes in Kedushin, famously, Chaf Aleph Amud Beis, Ifas Toyar, Lo Dibra Torah Lekeneged Yetzer Hara. The Torah is talking to a person's Yetzer. Mutav sheyoichlu Yisrael besar tmusos shchutos, ve'al yoichlu besar tmusos nevelos. Better they eat good, dead, shechted meat, and not unshechted dead meat. Better kosher dead meat than unkosher dead meat. So what's this mutav? How do they become kishchutos? She's in a vela, and the Torah was matir this nevela, to see a beautiful woman at war and then to take her and have beer with her. Excuse me, but zeh kav adom, that's the red line. You don't cross that line. That's not the Seder. But the Torah was matir. Torah was matir. It's not the ideal. The ideal is still in the Sefer Ber Moshe. Makes a cheshbon based on the Psukim in Navi that there were very, very few in the Eishes Yifas Torahs. Very few. Seder, because it's not the ideal. It's only Keneged Yetzer Hara. The Torah is matir this Isser. But how can you say that it becomes that it's besar shchutos? It's not shchutos, it's nevelos. The Torah was matir this nevela. And also, what do you mean lo dibred? If it's really still usser, then how could the Torah be matir isurim for a yetzer hara? That's a little bit of a postmodern idea. Oh, I mean, it's hara, I got to do what I got to do. No. Control yourself. It's the old-fashioned Jewish way. Be'etzem, it's mavur from Chazal that there's an Isser min HaTorah, if not for the Heter min HaTorah. Again, Belechem Mishnah Kan, B'Shem HaMizrachi, and it's also the Kasha of the Ritva and the Tais Sarosh in the Sugya. Look also at the Tais Sotam Vav Alf Kaman. That it's not so pashut that this is an Isser Torah. Excuse me. Excusez-moi, merci beaucoup. Very, very sorry. He has beer with her, B'tzina. He has beer with her, B'tzina, and that's only an Isser Mi based in Shel Chashmonaim. Okay, sweet friends, we have to look in the Sugya in Meseches Avodah Zara and Daf Lamed Vav Amud Beis. It says there in the Gemara that there's a decree regarding the wine of the Goyim, Mishum B'nai Seyam, on account of their daughters. Frek the Gemara B'nai Seyam, the Oiraisahi. Their daughters, marital relations with their daughters, is prohibited according to biblical law. You shouldn't intermarry with them. So it can't be that the Talmidei Hillel v'Shammai banned, as we learned earlier in the Gemara, their daughters. The Torah banned their daughters. So says the Gemara, no. D'oraisa, according to Torah law, Sheva Umos, only daughters of the 7 Canaanite nations are prohibited. Aval Sha'arav Dekochavim Lo. But the daughters of other idol worshippers aren't prohibited. Ve'asu inhu ve'gazar afilu d'sha'arav dekochavim. And they, the disciples of Shammai and Hillel, came and decreed against even marrying the daughters of other idol worshippers. The Gemara isn't satisfied. Reb Shimon bar Yochai, the Amar. But according to Rashbi, who says, Ki Yaser has been Chameacharai, the next pasuk says, for he will turn your son away from me, and they will serve other gods. So in other words, the idolater who marries the daughter of Yisrael will raise their daughter b'derech avodah zara, and they're going to turn away from Hashem. Or the idolater, whose daughter marries a Jewish boy, the idolater is going to lead the son-in-law astray. The rabbis call him a Asiros. This includes, you shouldn't intermarry with them, all those who might turn the Jewish people away from God. So it refers to everybody, Michael and Maimar. So we don't need a rabbinic decree not to marry an idolatress who's not from the Shiva Amim if she's already forbidden according to the Torah. Ella. So now the Gemara has a new understanding of the Takana. Doraisa derech ishu, doraisa ishus derech chasnus. According to Torah law, to cohabitate with an idolatress is only forbidden derech chasnus, in a way of marriage. As the pasuk says, V'asuinu, and came the Talmidei Shammai and Hillel, gazer afilu derech znus, and they even forbade it outside the context of marriage, derech znus. That's the Gemara. Znus nami b'veis dimo shel shein gazru. To cohabitate with an idolater in a promiscuous manner was forbidden long before Talmidei Shammai and Hillel. The Beis Din of Shem already answered it. It's written according about one who's forbidden, who's accused of such an act of znus. Take her out and let her be burned. So now the Gemara says, Ela dairaisa v'tkochav ma'bo bas Yisrael. Rather, according to biblical law, i.e., according to the Beis Din of Shame, as the Mefarshim explain, what is forbidden is an oived koichavim halba bas Yisrael. He cohabits with a Jewish woman, an idolater. The mashcha basrei, because she is going to be drawn after him to his idolatry. Avol Yisrael haba lo oivedes koichavim lo. But a Jewish man who cohabits with an idolatress is not prohibited according to shame. V'asuinu, and the Talmidei Shammai and Hillel made a gzeira. Even she, we're going to go goes around. A Yisrael having bia with an Ovedes Kochavim. Yisrael abal Ovedes Kochavim. Halach Moshe Sinai. That's halach Moshe Sinai. The Amar Mar Habal Aramis Kanaim Pogimbo. If a Jew cohabits with an Aramean woman, zealots can kill him. Kanaim Pogimbo. The Din Dairaisa. So Shammai and Hillel didn't have to aser a Jewish male being with a non-Jewish female. Ella, so now the Gemara says, Dairaisa b'far hesya k'maisa shahaya. Midairaisa, according to biblical law, a Jew's promiscuous cohabitation with an idolatress is permitted only publicly. And that's like the Maisa Shahaya with Zimri and Cosby. V'asuinhu Gazer afilu b'tzina. And they, the disciples of Shammai and Hillel, came and instituted a decree against being promiscuous with an idolatress, even in private. Ask the Gemara, B'tzina, Nami Beis Shel Chashmonai Gazru. Promiscuous cohabitation with an idolatress in private, no. That's the Beis Shel Chashmonai. Chiyas, they made that gzera, not Tamid Hashem Hill. Chiyas Rav Dimi Amar. Rav Dimi came very early, said, Beis Dino Shel Chashmonai Gazru. Yisrael Abal Avedes Kochavim Chayv Mishum Nashga. Chiyas Rav and Amar Mishum Nashgaz. That the court of the Hasmoneans decreed that a Jew who cohabits with an idolatress is liable to punishment for the sins of Nashga. What's Nashga? Nashga is Nida, it's a Rashi Tevis. Nida, Shivcha, Goya, and Eishesish. And Ravin said, he puts in Zona. He takes out the Aleph for Eishesish, and he puts in a Zion for Zona. So, we already have the Beis Shel Chashmonai, the court of the Hasmoneans, probably from England. Go to Hazmev. And he made a decree, they made a decree, that Yisrael who has biod and Abedes Kochavim is liable to punishment for these sins. Nashgas. The Gemara answers, when the court of the Gazer, Beis Shel Chashmonai, Bia, Val Yichud Lo, Basuna Gazer Fil Yichud, the Beis Shel Chashmonai made a gzeira on Bia, but not on Yichud. And came the Talmidei Shammai Hillel, and they made a gzeira on Yichud. Good. That's the sugya in Meseches Avodah Zarah. Kumtois from the sugya that this Bia with a woman, a non-Jewish woman, B'tzina, in private, is only asim in Beis Shel Chashmonai. So, if that's true, then how does that stim with the Rambam in Halacha Gimel? The Rambam says that you take her to a private place, the man takes her to a private place and he has beer with her. But that's not for Hesia. In other words, here we're being mati or something that's Asr Min HaTorah. But to do it in a private place is not Asr Min HaTorah. Zohar gefragt Achrein. That's also the kasha of the Rashba, that's Rashi. That even Bia Rishona is only mutter lachar kol hamaisim. After everything the Torah says to do. But she's beveso. And it's B'tzina. Then what do we need a heter for? We need a heter for B'tzina. So in the Beis Shmuel and Ibn Ezer, Simet Zayin, Sif Dal, the name of the Drish in the Bach, he says that B'tzina, there's Kares and Divrei Kabbalah. That's Mavur in Sanhedrin, Pei Beis, that if the Kanoim weren't Pogeabo, then there is Kares. And it's mashma that the nafkamina bein sina lefar hesia is only with regard to Kanaim Pogimbo. But not the Etzem HaYisr. That the Etzem HaYisr is the same, whether it's in public or in private. If it's in public, Kanaim Pogimbo. If it's in private, no Kanaim Pogimbo. But Linyan Etzem HaYisr, public and private are the same. And so is Mefurish in the Ran, in Sanhedrin, Pei Beis Amud Aleph, brought in the Avnei Miluim in Sifkan Dalet. He writes there that when it says in the Gemara, Avodah Zarah, that we learned together, that Kanaim Pogumbo is only before Hesia, and comes the Beis Din Chashmonai made Gzeira Afilu B'Tzina, he writes that according to that, then there's no Kares Midivrei Kabbalah. Because if there was Kares Midivrei Kabbalah, why would they have to make a Gzeira? Anyway, there's a Kares. And ask the Ran, Linyan Kares, how's it shaykh to be Mechalik B'Din Sinan for Hesia? Or she's Muteris, or she's a Surah. The Ran says that maybe the Kares is because the Chil Hashem, only before Hesia. He says maybe the Kares is before Hesia because of Chil Hashem, and it's not B'tzina. So on one side the Ran says the Kares isn't B'tzina. It's only for Hesia, that's why they make Gzeira B'Tzina. He also writes there that indeed there is Kares B'Tzina, but since B'dinei Adam, nothing is done to a person B'Tzina. Therefore the Beis Din Chashmonai made a Gzeira that they get 4 sets of lashes, Mishum Nashga, or Nashgaz. And that's also the Mashmos of the Rambam. Perakid Beis, Milchus Surei Bi Halacha Zayin, that this sin, even though there's no Mises Beis Din, Al Yekal Beinecha. Why? Sheyesh Boi Hefseid Shein B'chol Arayis Kamoisei. There's a loss here that we don't have in all the other Arayis. What's the Hefseid? What's the loss? We lose Jewish children. When a Jewish man is intimate with a non-Jewish woman, the children aren't Jewish. And that's even if it's B'tzina. And the Rambam writes as the Hemshech, when he talks about the Yisr of Kanaim Pogimbo, that the Ein Bo Onish Beis Din. It's mashma that B'tzina is the same Yisr as before Hesia. The difference is Kanaim Pogimbo. But otherwise it's the same Isser. But we have to understand the Ran, because the Ran doesn't seem to stem with the Sugya. Because the Sugya asks that B'nosehem is Dairaisa Mishum Lo Sischate. And then we said made a chiluk. We said Min HaTorah Derech Chasnus. And then the Takanas Beis Din was Derech Znus. The Takana of Shammai and Hillel. And then it says, no. Gam Derech Znus is already mi Beis Din Shel Shem. And the Gemara wanted to be Mechalek between a Jewish man and a non-Jewish woman, and a Jewish woman and a non-Jewish man. The Gemara says, Doiraisa Oived Kochavim Haba Bas Yisrael. So the non-Jewish man with the Jewish woman, that's Doiraisa. And then Yisrael Halba al avodas kochavim. Lo. Yisrael that has bia with an avodas kochavim is no good. Is no good. There's no, of course it's no good. There's no decree. It's not Asur Doiraisa. Where it says Doiraisa, Veit Kochav Ma'al Bas Yisrael. The Mashcha Basrei. But Yisrael Abal Avedes Kochavim. Lo. But a Jew with a non-Jewish woman is no good. And then came the Talmidei Shammai and Hillel, and they decreed a ban even against a man, a Jewish man, with an idolatrous woman. And whereas it's a Jewish man with an idolatrous woman, that's halachah Moshe Sinai, kanoim pogim bo. And the Gemara's teretz is, no. According to biblical law, for Hesia, asu inu, and came Hillel and Shammai, and they said even b'tzina, So it's mashma that there's, until the Talmidei Shammai and Hillel, there's no isser at all b'tzina. So how can the Ran say that there's kares b'tzina? That b'tzina is the same isser as frahesia. Just frahesia is kanaim pogimbo, and sinna there isn't. But that doesn't stem with the Gemara, because the Gemara seems to say that the only isser d'oraisa is the farhesia, but b'tzina is completely mutter. And if b'tzina is mutter, midaraisa, it doesn't even seem to be that there's not even necessarily a kares here. Midivrei Kabbalah, that it says in the Navi that if you Pasuk says, quoted in the Gemara in Sanhedrin Pei Beis, the Gemara says, what's the din if the Konaim weren't pogeabo? So the Gemara says they called Rav Kahana. In his dream, they read to him the following pasuk: Bagda Yehuda v'soeva nesa b'Yisrael v'Yushalayim ki chilel Yehuda kodesh Hashem asher oiv u'ba'al bas el nechar. So they rebelled by having Bia with the daughter of a foreign god. And it says, Vaiter, Yachreitz Hashem li'ish asher yasena. Such a person is nichras. Now, in our Gemara of Avodah Zarah, it sounds like that's not what the pasuk is referring to at all. That's why you needed a special gzeira to aser these, to aser even b'tzina. It's only before Hesia that it's d'oraisa, or there's a kares, or it's beis dino shel shem, wherever you get it from. But b'tzina doesn't seem. It seems like from our Gemara, not like the Ran, that it's not aser b'chlal b'tzina. So then we're back to our original question: why do we need the Dibur Torah K'neged Yitzhar to be matir, to have bia with this Eish Sifas Torah in private, when it's not aser in the first place? On a Torah level. Only much, much later that it became aser. So why did it head for something that's not aser? So that, sweet friends, is our work for the next shir. Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us the koach and the moach to continue and explain, but we have, this was mamish, as always, just to see the kashas, to see the oras in the sugya. We had numerous, very, very stark oras in the sugya. The Rambam and Rashi and Heter, and to learn the Sugya of Avodah Zarah and then go back to the Rambam, the Ran. It's nish pashat klal v'ikar abosai. So that's the goal of learning. The goal of learning is to deconstruct and then reconstruct and see the depth of understanding in the parashiyos of the Torah and the Sugyas HaShas. So I hope we're Zochim with Hashem to continue next time. And to always remember that Sof Davar Kol Nishma, it's Elokim Yirah, it's Mitzvahs of Shmor, Ki Zeh Kol Ha'adam.